Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fairborn City Schools Board of Education regular meeting, Thursday, September 3rd, 2020. Roll call, please. Oh, I'm sorry. Congratulations.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, roll call. Mr. Prado.
Mrs. Blandino. Mr. Browning. Here. Mr. Wilson.
Here.
Ms. Reister.
Here.
Mr. McCord.
Here. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented? Second. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Andy. Roll call.
Ms. Reister.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Mr. Browning. Yes. Mr. McCord.
Yes. May I have a motion to approve minutes of the Monday, August 3rd, 2020 special meeting, the Thursday, August 6th, 2020 regular meeting, and the Thursday, August 20th, 2020 special meeting, please.
So moved.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Mary. Roll call.
Mr. Browning. Yes. Ms. Reister.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Mr. McCord.
Yes. Board reports go to the order. Mary, will you start us off?
Well, I wasn't there, but I watched it online, and the Fairborn win over Beaver was pretty glorious. So, just gonna throw that out there. The new school is almost ready to go. So, Jeff Patrick, if you haven't seen the video, that is online. You should check it out. And then they began demolition today on our south building, which is kind of bittersweet. So, exciting for all the great things to come in the future.
Thank you, Mary. Andy? I'd like to thank all of those that have submitted items of concern to us, both the staff members and the general public on our opening plans. I've gotten more such messages about that than my entire previous 6 years as a board member. So obviously it's a hot topic. And it's not just here, because I have family on both coasts, and they're facing the struggles and challenges of online education at home, with parents that are not trained as teachers trying to move their kids along, and the struggles they're incurring. And on the other coast, the two parents are both teachers in the classroom, so they have a student that's trying to be online while running their own online classes for them. So this is a real different time that we're facing, and I really appreciate everybody pulling together. Jerry?
Yeah, just a couple comments, really about the kids. We're facing strange times, but I've been able, even though we're not in the building yet, we do have some of our extracurricular activities going. And, first of all, the band went to the parents' preview, and, they've cut the show down because there's no competitions this year. But the thing that I saw, even in these strange times, was kids trying to be as normal as possible, which is huge for them. Get to interact with each other, those types of things. Been able to go to both girls and boys soccer. Because of the uncertainty of the situation, all the senior nights have been moved up to pretty much the first games of the year versus the last games of the year, just to get those in. And then, Mary mentioned the high school football win at senior, which was huge to me. But one of the things I noticed that was, I think, was different was we had some diversity right at the end of the first half, where instead of being up 7-0, we were down 14-0, and those kids didn't quit. They worked hard the whole second half and ended up coming back and winning the game 21-16. So, one of my takeaways is this is a different team, and it's a different attitude for our players, which is welcome to me. So, it's neat seeing kids trying to be as normal as possible in all these weird times
And Jerry, if I can dovetail over your comments regarding football, I did go down on the field after the game, and I really believe the coaches were most excited over the win than maybe even the kids were, more excited. This coaching staff, fairly new. Randy Kearns, our head coach, visibly moved after that win Friday night, and he just said we've come a long way. Our numbers obviously are up, and hopefully we can get some people out if we're able to get you in to the football game tomorrow night to see us with West Carrollton. But also been around to some one tennis tournament. Jerry, I know, has attended some soccer games. I'm going to a volleyball game, and it's fall, and kids are doing what they do. And as far as the new building, was just there today. Again, talking to teachers, they really do seem excited. I guess a message I would have to all of staff throughout the district is please be patient. This is a crazy time, as Andy had mentioned, a time that none of us really don't know what to do with. But whatever comes down our road, good or bad, we're going to deal with it and go forward. So, again, I just ask for everybody's patience. To all the teachers, they seem to be excited about coming back to school. We are doing our utmost to keep schools clean, safe. Mr. Lawley will probably address that later on in the meeting tonight, but we will be doing everything we can and all we can according to the CDC rules and regulations of getting back to school. So with that said, that's all I have. Mr. Fido, recognition of visitors.
Mr. President, we have two people signed up. First is Carson Dixon from Fairborn.
All right, good evening. First thing I'd like to do is request that Mr. Mike Landino is fired, has his license revoked, as well as Barb Landino's resignation. Review the timeline from the situation. We have to start a few years back when Landino started making racist comments online, some using the Fairborn Yearbook Twitter page. How that was deemed acceptable is unbelievable. In late May, he made more racist comments, and Barb refused to acknowledge white privilege. Now, I think there's a big misconception among the board about what white privilege means. It doesn't mean that because we're white, we're going to have great lives automatically. It means that the color of our skin, not something that's making our life more difficult. So when Barb refuses to acknowledge that, she's refusing to acknowledge the struggle of all the minority students that come to Fairborn. In June, there were 3 hours of stories from people who have experienced racism at Fairborn. The first speaker claimed she was called the N-word by a teacher, reported the incident to a different teacher who claimed it was okay because black people use that word in music. How did the student name the teachers involved? How did this not spark an investigation? I'm asking you to review that meeting and please start an investigation on this incident. The current inaction shows that this story was just another Thursday in Fairborn. In July, the board meeting was moved to a different day and location without any public announcement online. In August, the Blandinos were allowed to have their friends and family read statements from folks from out of state. I don't know why we were concerned with what people from Texas have to say. You folks are in a leadership position that's supposed to serve the students. By allowing Mike Landino to keep his job, you're making it clear that you care more about a racist teacher who doesn't even try and just shows videos every day in class than all your minority students.
Kayla Mustard here. Mr. President, that concludes our public comment.
Okay. School district presentation, Mr. Lawley.
First, I would like to announce that on the Fairborn City Schools website, the virtual open house links are posted on the website for Fairborn High School, Fairborn Intermediate School, and Fairborn Primary School. We will have Baker Middle School soon, and on the Fairborn City Schools website, they have added the virtual to our schools tab so that parents can get information about the virtual program. And you can visit on the website again, the 2021 Back to School under News, go down to tab News, and you can get that from all the updates in Fairborn City Schools. Thank you. Now is a facilities update. And just 2 short years ago, I said we are 24 months out. Well, 24 months out. It's here, it's real, and we're excited, and here to talk about that, along with other facilities, is Mr. Patrick.
Okay, we'll start. Emily's is on. There we go. We'll start with the intermediate school. As was mentioned earlier, the demolition of the intermediate school did start today. We also just want to make sure that the public understands that sometime next week, there will be bricks for individuals to pick up that will be on the Delwood side. So we will be piling bricks on the outside of the construction fence for those bricks to be picked up by anyone who would want those. If everything goes as planned, I would say by the time we get to the end of September, that entire building will be down. So that should be puts us a little bit ahead of schedule, which would be great. The new primary, every day you're down there, we get a little bit closer and closer of being ready for kids. And as a former elementary teacher, I just want to commend the teachers. They've done a great job of getting their classrooms ready. It looks exciting. It looks fun. I think the kids will enjoy it. And many of you know that there's a slide inside the building. I don't know the exact percentage of employees that went down the slide yesterday, but there was a huge amount of people that went down the slide. Everyone cheering, everyone clapping them on. Pretty exciting. So, I commend the teachers for their hard work. The bus parking lot, we've moved the concrete barriers, adjusted them a little bit, so we'll be ready for the buses. The north driveway, or the west driveway leading to the north parking lot is completed. So once again, we'll be ready to bring the cars in off of Thunderbird on the west side of the building, come around to the north side, the main side, drop the kids off, circle back around that parking lot, go back out Thunderbird. I think the hardest thing will be is to have people realize that there's one entrance, the same entrance in and out of that building for the next couple of years. So there's going to be a video posted today. We did some editing of a video. Mrs. Schutelpoint and her crew will basically post that through Pam, Mrs. Gerhardt, and I think that will help the parents in the community understand how the flow of traffic will help with that. We had some food deliveries this week. Tomorrow, the teachers will get their keys, which is an important thing. Today, we put in some more door cords, which are basically the locking mechanism. So we'll pass keys out tomorrow. The first responder system is the system that we put in place for to help the firemen and the police and the EMS to basically be able to have their radios on and receive a signal inside the building. When we first tested that system, or first tested the building about a month and a half ago, the radios of those individuals would lose signal. So we have amplified that. So the first responder system is up and running in that building, which is a big thing. And the last thing I'll lead with is the fact that the November bond issue for a new high school 912 athletic complex and performing arts center
we'll start to work on that, and through that, we hope to be able to get some people into the new primary probably in the middle of September, so we can start to tour that and let people understand what it looks like and so forth. So give us a couple weeks to get the bugs worked out of the student schedules and so forth, but we do plan on getting the public into that new building. So exciting times, beautiful building, another building getting ready to start, and then we hope in November, we'll be working on the high school, so we hope. So any questions? Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank you, Mr. Patrick. Next, to give us an update on our diversity and equity programs that we have started here in the Fairborn City Schools is Ms. Beaver.
Good evening. We are proud that Fairborn City Schools could host Dr. Beaver. As I mentioned last month, the training she provided to us was yesterday. It was a full day of training, and she brought in local experts to talk on different topics, including cultural humility, building a balanced curriculum, how to not just present a one-sided curriculum that only shows one group's history, but have a multifaceted approach to that to include all of our students' history, and then how to use restorative justice and restorative practices with all students to help them be successful, which is actually a component of social emotional learning that we've been working on as well. So it all dovetails together very nicely. I will say that this is very difficult work, that it evokes a lot of emotions and brings up a lot of questions, but I was super proud that we got a great deal of feedback from our staff, a lot of positive feedback, and that people are willing to embrace this and be participatory and just continue to move forward and better ourselves as a district. So we felt like overall the day was very successful. Some of our next steps that we have coming up are to look to hire. We don't have an official title yet, so I will informally title it an equity diversity coordinator who will work with our staff and students, and also what our next step as far as professional development is. And Dr. Beaver has recommended a couple of books that we are hoping to be able to purchase for staff and will allow them to participate in those. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 9, Gene, item number 9, from the Budget and Finance Group, is recommended by the treasurer to approve receipt of the attached monthly financial report for July 2020. May I have a motion? So moved. Thank you, Andy.
Second.
Thanks, Jerry. Mr. Fidel?
Mr. Wilson. Here.
Brownie. Yes.
Ms. Reeser.
Yes.
Mr. McCord.
Yes. Item number 10, administrative reports and superintendent's recommendations. This will continue with some substitute teacher changes.
Increase in pay for substitute.
Increase in pay, right? Yep. And that's going to follow over to page 7. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you, Jerry. Thanks, Mary.
And also on page 7, item H is the resolution to begin the initial project for the new high school. So, all for it.
Okay. Mr. Fidel?
Mr. Brownie.
Yes.
Ms. Reeser.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Mr. McCord.
Yes. Motion carries. Gifts and donations, Mary, will you do the honors?
All right, we have a lengthy list. I'll try to make this quick for you. First, we have Beaver Creek Baptist Church, 55 gallons of hand sanitizer and 2 gallons of concentrated cleaning solution. Fairborn Vision Center provided school supplies and socks. First Baptist Church of Fairborn, cloth face mask for students. Mike Floyd donated 10 cases of bottled water for athletes. Green County Combined Health donated cloth face masks for staff and students. John Pierce Auto donated to purchase bottled water for athletes. Kroger Marketplace donated 360 cases of bottled water. Bonnie Moore, cloth face masks for students. Donations for a turf field. We have a $100,000 anonymous donation. We have a $1,000 anonymous donation, $250 anonymous donation. Robert and Dorothy DeMiro, $100. Joe Dautel, $1,000. Domico Printing, $250. Bill and Jane Dorley, $100. Fallen Angels Foundation, $1,000. Patrice Fitzpatrick, $100. Stacy Fry, $25. Chris and Pam Gayhart, $1,000. Kirk and Amy Gayhart, $3,000. Lowell and Martha Heck, $1,000. R.A. and R.S. Hildebrand, $100. Roberty and Ann Inglesbury, $25. John Enterprises, $1,000. We also have Jamie's Terrence Service, $1,000. Florence Cricky, $500. Mayor Law Office, $1,000. Alan and Dorothy Mead, $100. Terry Miller, $700. Jerry Moore, $500. Richard Valera, $200. LTC Frederick and Mary Pomeroy, $1,000. Steve and Patricia Quinter, $1,000. Doug and Catherine Shively, $100. Jermaine Scholl, $100. Keith Taylor, $50. TCA Graphics, $1,000. Emily Webb, $200. Stephen and Gayla Wolver, $500. Michael and Linda Yuri, $10,000. We also have donations for tennis courts. Dana Fry, $25. Robert and Jean Lorenzetti, $100. Deborah McKenzie, $100.
Thank you, Marion, to each of the donors. We thank you very much for your gifts, your donations.
Your generosity.
Item number 12, executive, work session. Mr. Frylow.
Don't need a motion, going to work session.
Wait,